Dun Show's World.
Welcome to Show's World Gamers, Josh here, and it is once again that time. As this week draws to a close, I wanted to take a moment to look at some of this week's biggest news stories. We're also going to look at some gaming announcements from this last week, and of course, we'll look at this week's biggest video game releases. But do me a quick favor, if this is your first time on the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Alright gamers, let's kick off this week in review with a few news stories. Now, Nintendo did have their big shareholders meeting this week where we sometimes get some pretty big news hinted at or just downright discussed as they do their best to keep a positive outlook for investors. Now, we did find out the Switch has surpassed the 146 million units sold as it heads into what will be its last holiday season before the Switch 2 is released. We also received messages from Nintendo President Furukawa confirming that current Switch games will be playable on the upcoming successor, and that's just the most awesome news. Now, we also received great news about the Twisted Metal TV series that, well, it was a surprise hit when Season 1 released exclusively on Paramount Plus back in July of 2023. Well, this week in a tweet on X by co-creator Michael Jonathan Smith, he revealed that filming for Season 2 has officially wrapped and it is heading into post. No official release date has been announced, but it's expected in early 2025, and I can't wait. I loved Season 1, looking forward to Season 2. Now, this week we also did get the release of the PlayStation 5 Pro. The console does cost $700 and is digitally only out of the box, but a disc drive can be added for around $80. The system does enhance both PlayStation 5 games and as well as PlayStation 4 titles. Personally, I'm going to wait on this for now. The PlayStation 5 looks fantastic, but if you're looking for the best possible, most powerful system in the world, besides a PC of course, this is the way to go. Now, next up in Call of Duty news, many in the gaming industry wondered what was going to happen when Microsoft took over Call of Duty and questioned whether dropping the game into Game Pass as a day one release would cannibalize the game's success. Well, early reports are showing that the game is not only selling very well, but Game Pass saw a large boost in signups alongside the game release. And this is some great news for Microsoft. They can definitely use a win. Alright gamers, next up let's take a look at a few gaming announcements. Now, in a surprise announcement and, well, actually a release, Death Stranding was shadow dropped onto the Xbox this week. The Hideo Kojima game has been a console exclusive to the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 since it originally released all the way back in 2019, but it is now available on all Xbox Series systems. Now, Comics Zero received a gameplay trailer this week, and well, it looks awesome. The game is scheduled with versions on the Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 5, PC, and Xbox systems. Now, this game is a side-scrolling action game that combines kind of like Souls-like challenges with Metroidvania exploration, and it just has some super cool comic book style effects. Now, no release date has been announced, but this game is definitely on my radar, and I'm going to keep an eye on this, so when I find out more, I'll let you guys know. Now, Gang of Frogs received an announcement trailer this week, and it looks like a really promising team-based third-person shooter. The game has you taking control of a frog in a wild universe where you will plunder loot, upgrade weapons, eat flies, and fight through hordes of monstrous bugs in an intense 1 to 4 player co-op shooter. The game is coming to PC, but hopefully a console version is also in the works because this game looks pretty promising also. Alright gamers, let's finish this week in review with this week's biggest video game releases. And we are going to start with Mario and Luigi Brothership. It is the biggest release this week, and it is releasing exclusively on the Nintendo Switch. Now, this is the latest game in the Mario and Luigi kind of fun-hearted RPG style of games. I did pick up the game and am really enjoying it, and will be playing through the game here on the channel, so definitely check that out. I'm having a lot of fun with the game so far. Now, Metal Slug Tactics released this week on the Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, PC, Xbox One, and Xbox Series systems. Oh, and if you're a Game Pass member, this was also a day one release on Game Pass. Now, the game is a spinoff from the just awesome action side-scrolling co-op arcade-style shooter franchise that pretty much transforms the gameplay into just a turn-based tactical strategy-style game. But it does preserve the awesome cartoon military pixelated graphic style that is instantly recognizable as the Metal Slug franchise. Now, Splitterhead also released this week on the PlayStation 5, the PC, and Xbox Series systems. The game is an action-adventure survival horror style game. You play as an entity that's void of a physical form, and you have to go around and possess humans in order to track down and kill monsters known as Splitterheads. I wish they would have got this out last month before Halloween. It would have been a fun game to play around that holiday. Now, Planet Coaster 2 also released this week on the PlayStation 5, PC, and Xbox Series systems. The game is a construction and management simulation video game where you build and run a theme park. Now, this new game in the series adds on to the 2016 very popular Planet Coaster by kind of fine-tuning a lot of the gameplay and building mechanics, and it actually adds water-based attractions, allowing you to create a water park, so that's pretty cool. Now, Angel at Dusk released this week on the Nintendo Switch, and, well, it's a great addition to the shoot-'em-up or shmup style of games that has become, well, very ill-represented in modern gaming. The game is a vertical-style shooter with colorful, organic, alien-style visuals and some pretty intense gameplay. I did play a demo for the game here on the channel, and I will link that video at the end of this one, so definitely check that out. Alright gamers, that concludes this week in review for the week ending on November 8th. The week started with, well, November kicking off the holiday season as the idea of, well, the huge Nintendo Switch 2 unveil, well, it appears to be slipping into 2025. Then Nintendo had its shareholders meeting where we found out the Switch is only 9 million units from becoming the best-selling console of all time. And the week ended with us joining the Mario Bros. On another goofy adventure in Mario and Luigi Brothership. But let me know anything we may have missed in the comments, and thanks for joining us today, gamers. Shoge World, out.